Ever feel like you're grinding away every day but not really getting anywhere? Ever feel like you're on a treadmill, sprinting like crazy but going nowhere? If that sounds familiar, trust me, you're definitely not alone. For millions of people, this feeling isn't just a bad day, it's a constant reality. And the reason often comes down to one powerful four-letter word: debt. Today, I want to talk about a controversial but important idea, that in many ways, debt has become a form of modern slavery. Now, that's a strong statement, I know. When we hear the word slavery, we think of a dark, horrific period in history involving physical chains and the ownership of human beings. And let me be very clear, I am not trying to compare the financial struggles of today with the unimaginable brutality of historical slavery. That would be disrespectful and wrong, but I want to explore the asterisk mechanisms of control. Slavery, at its core, is about a loss of freedom. It's about being forced to work not for your own benefit, but for someone else's. It's about your life and your choices being controlled by an external force. And when we look at it through that lens, we can start to see some unsettling parallels with the way debt operates in our society today. Think about it. When you're deep in debt, who do you really work for? You wake up early, you commute to a job you might not even like, you put in your 8, 10, or 12 hours. But at the end of the month, after you've paid your rent or mortgage, your car payment, your student loans, and your credit card bills, how much of that hard-earned money is actually yours? How much of it goes toward building your own dreams, your own future, your own freedom? For many, the answer is very little. The majority of their labor, their time, and their energy goes directly to banks, credit card companies, and lenders. You are essentially working to enrich them. Your life's energy is being transferred to a financial institution. This isn't an accident. The system is designed this way. From a very young age, we're told that debt is a normal, even necessary, part of life. Want to get an education? You'll need a student loan. Want to buy a car to get to work? You'll need a car loan. Want to own a home? You'll need a mortgage. Want to start a business? You'll need a business loan. We are sold the idea of the American dream, but we're not always told that the price of admission is decades of debt. Let's break down the different types of chains. First, there are student loans. We tell our young people that a college degree is the key to a successful future. But for many, that key comes with a massive, heavy chain. They graduate, full of hope and ambition, only to be hit with monthly payments that can be as high as a rent payment. This debt follows them for decades. It dictates their career choices. They might have a passion for art, or social work, or starting a non-profit, but they can't afford to pursue it. Instead, they're forced to take a higher-paying corporate job they don't enjoy, just to make their loan payments. Their dreams are put on hold, sometimes forever. Their choice of how to contribute to the world is taken away from them by the need to serve their debt. Then there's credit card debt. It's so easy to get. They're handed out on college campuses, they're offered to you at checkout counters, they fill your mailbox with pre-approved offers. They sell you on rewards and cash back, making it feel like you're getting something for free. But one unexpected emergency, a car repair, a medical bill, and suddenly you're carrying a balance. And that's when the trap closes. With interest rates of 20, 25, or even 30%, that balance can quickly spiral out of control. You find yourself making the minimum payments, but the total amount you owe barely budges. It feels like trying to bail out a sinking boat with a teaspoon. You're trapped, working just to pay off the interest, a penalty for not having enough money in the first place. And let's not forget mortgages and car loans. These are often seen as good debt because you're building equity in an asset. And while that can be true, they also lock you into a certain lifestyle for a very long time. A 30-year mortgage means you're tied to that house, and often that location and that job, for the majority of your working life. Your flexibility to move, to take a risk on a new career, or to take a year off to travel is severely limited. You have to keep earning that specific income to make that specific payment, month after month, year after year. It creates a golden cage. It might be a comfortable cage, but it's still a cage that restricts your freedom of movement. The psychological weight of this is immense. Debt isn't just a financial problem. It's a mental and emotional one. It causes stress, anxiety, and shame. It can strain relationships and lead to feelings of hopelessness. People lie awake at night, their minds racing, worrying about how they're going to make the next payment. That constant state of stress is a form of bondage. It occupies your mental space, preventing you from thinking creatively, from planning for the future, from simply enjoying the present moment. Your mind is not your own. It's held captive by worry and fear. So what's the solution? Am I saying we should all just stop paying our bills and live in the woods? No, of course not. The system is what it is, and we have to operate within it. But the first step to breaking any kind of chain is to recognize that you are in one. We need to change the conversation around debt. We need to stop seeing it as a personal failure or a moral failing. It is a systemic issue. It's a product of stagnant wages, rising costs of living, and a financial system designed to profit from our need to borrow. Recognizing the problem is empowering. Once you see debt for what it is, a tool of control, you can start to take your power back. This means getting educated about personal finance. Not the way the banks want you to learn it, which is how to be a good borrower. I mean learning how to beat them at their own game. It means creating a budget, not as a tool of restriction, but as a plan for your freedom. Every extra dollar you put toward your debt is you buying back a piece of your future. It's you breaking one link in the chain. It also means challenging the cultural narrative. We need to question the idea that we must go into massive debt for an education, or that our worth is measured by the car we drive or the size of our house. We can explore alternatives. Maybe it's community college first, then a state university. Maybe it's buying a reliable used car with cash instead of financing a new one. Maybe it's renting for a bit longer to save up a bigger down payment for a home or buying a smaller home. These aren't sacrifices. They are strategic moves in the fight for your own liberty. This isn't about blaming individuals. It's about waking up to the reality of the system we live in. A system that profits when we are bound, and a system that loses power when we become free. Breaking free from debt is a revolutionary act. It's a declaration that your time, your energy, and your life belong to you and not to a lender. It is a long, hard road. There's no doubt about it. It requires discipline, sacrifice, and a complete shift in mindset. But on the other side of that struggle is true ownership of your life. The freedom to choose your work based on passion, not just a paycheck. The freedom to wake up in the morning without that heavy weight of anxiety on your chest. The freedom to know that when you work, you are working for yourself, for your family, and for your dreams. That, to me, is the real American dream. Not a house with a white picket fence bought with a 30-year loan, but a life lived on your own terms. So let's start today. Let's look at our own chains, understand how they were forged, and begin the work of breaking them, one link at a time. Your freedom is worth fighting for. Thanks for watching. If this message resonated with you, please consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel for more conversations like this. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Let's support each other on this journey. See you next time.